everyone! Welcome to Bobcat Buddies Storytime. My name is Carly, and today we will be learning something very important. We are going to be learning the concept of being unique. This means being one of a kind, like a snowflake, for example. Snowflakes, when you look at them from far away, they look all the same. But when you look at them up close, they look very different. They have very different shapes. What we want to learn today is to love ourselves and others no matter how different we are from one another. We want to learn to love our uniqueness. We are going to have a very special story time, and it talks about how we should not be mean to others if they look different from us. We're going to use some very cool creatures made by Dr. Seuss called the Sneetches to help us. Here is the book, The Sneetches by Dr. Seuss.
The Sneetches by Dr. Seuss. Now the star-bellied Sneetches had bellies with stars. The plain-belly Sneetches had none upon theirs. Those stars weren't so big, they were really so small. You might think such a thing wouldn't matter at all. But because they had stars, all the star-bellied Sneetches would brag, "We're the best kind of Sneetch on the beaches." With their snoots in the air, they would sniff and they'd snort. We'll have nothing to do with the plain-belly sort. And whenever they met some, when they were out walking, they'd hike right on past them, without even talking. When the star-bellied Sneetches had frankfurter roasts, or picnics, or parties, or marshmallow toasts, they never invited the plain-bellied Sneetches. They left them out cold, in the dark of the beaches. They kept them away, never let them come near, and that's how they treated them year after year. Then one day it seems, while the plain-bellied Sneetches were moping and doping alone on the beaches, just sitting there wishing their bellies had stars, a stranger zipped up in the strangest of cars. "My friends," he announced in a voice clear and keen, "my name is Sylvester McMonkey McBean, and I've heard of your troubles, I've heard you're unhappy, but I can fix that. I'm the fix-it-up chappie. I've come here to help you, I have what you need, and my prices are low, and I work at great speed, and my work is 100% guaranteed." Then quickly Sylvester McMonkey McBean put together a very peculiar machine, and he said, "You want stars like a star-bellied Sneetch? My friends, you can have them for $3 each. Just pay me your money and hop right aboard." So they clambered inside, then the big machine roared, and it clonked, and it bonked, and it jerked, and it burked, and it bopped them about, but the thing really worked. When the plain-bellied Sneetches popped out, they had stars. They actually did. They had stars upon theirs. The ones who had stars from the start. "We're exactly like you. You can't tell us apart. We're all just the same now, you snooty old smarties, and now we can go to your frankfurter parties." "Good grief," groaned the ones who had stars at the first. "We're still the best Sneetches, and they are the worst. But now, how in the world will we know," they all frowned, "if which kind is what, or the other way round?" Then up came McBean with a very sly wink, and he said, "Things are not quite as bad as you think. So you don't know who's who, that's perfectly true. But come with me, friends, do you know what I'll do? I'll make you again the best Sneetches on beaches, and all it will cost you is $10 eaches." "Belly stars are no longer in style," said McBean. "What you need is a trip through my star-off machine. This wondrous contraption will take off your stars, so you won't look like Sneetches who have them on theirs." And that handy machine, working very precisely, removed all the stars from their tummies quite nicely. Then with the snoots in the air they paraded about, and they opened their beaks and they let out a shout. "We know who is who, now there isn't a doubt. The best kind of Sneetches are Sneetches without." Then of course those with stars all got frightfully mad. To be wearing a star now was frightfully bad. Then of course old Sylvester McMonkey McBean invited them into his star-off machine. Then of course from then on, as you probably guess, things really got into a horrible mess. All the rest of that day, on those wild screaming beaches, the fix-it-up chappie kept fixing up Sneetches, off again, on again. In again, out again, through the machines they raced round and about again, changing their stars every minute or two. They kept paying money, they kept running through, until neither the plain nor the star-bellies knew whether this one was that one, or that one was this one, or which one was what one, or what one was who. Then when every last cent of their money was spent, the fix-it-up chappie packed up and he went. His car up the beach. They never will learn, no, you can't teach a Sneetch. But McBean was quite wrong, I'm quite happy to say. The Sneetches got really quite smart on that day. The day they decided that Sneetches are Sneetches and no kind of Sneetch is the best on the beaches. The day all the Sneetches forgot about stars and whether they had one or not upon bars. The end.
Didn't y'all enjoy that story? At the beginning of the story, the star-bellied Sneetches were not nice to the Sneetches that did not have stars on their bellies, because they looked different. But then the star-bellied Sneetches realized how silly they were acting and how it hurts the non-star-bellied Sneetches' feelings. Then all the Sneetches became friends, even though they looked different. This is how you should treat your friends. No matter how similar or how different you are to one another, you should all be friendly and love how special you are and how special your friends are. Next, here's a song that we are going to sing about the Sneetches and how we are all unique in our own ways.
Hi guys, so now we are going to sing our song and do our little dance, and it's about how, just like the Sneetches, whether or not we have a star on our belly or not, all that matters is what is on the inside and what makes us individual and unique, okay? Twinkle, twinkle, little star, on my belly there you are. When I take you off, I see we're all special and unique. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, what matters most is my big heart. Okay, good job. You guys all did so great.
And this is the art project. And there's going to be a link for your parent or teacher to download so you can color it with me. And as you can tell, there is one Sneetch with a star on their belly and one Sneetch with no star on their belly. And what I want you to do is color each of the Sneetches differently and make them very unique, because as we've learned, uniqueness is cool and you don't want to be like everyone else. Everyone is different. And this is my final and finished product of my two little Sneetches. And as you can tell, the Sneetch with the star looks nothing like the Sneetch without the star. They're both so very different and unique. And in the picture you can tell that the two Sneetches are friends and they look nothing alike. That shows you that you and your friend do not have to act alike, be alike, look alike, nothing. And you can still be friends. Uniqueness is very, very important. You don't want to be like everyone else. You want to stand out. And as you can tell, these two Sneetches stand out very much. Your eyes are just drawn straight to them. Well, that is all for our Bobcat Buddies Sneetch story time. And I just wanted to remind y'all one last time that in the Sneetches, these were a few little sentences. I'm quite happy to say that the Sneetches got really quite smart on that day. The day that they decided that Sneetches are Sneetches and no kind of Sneetch is best on the beaches. And this shows you that no matter how unique the two Sneetches are, star on belly or no star on belly, that they treated each other as equal. And no matter how unique they were, on the inside, they were the same, and that's all that matters. Well, thank you for tuning in and thank you for joining our story time. I hope you learned a little bit about being unique and treating each other as equal. No matter how different you are from your friend or people you see, inside is all that matters. If you're a nice person, it doesn't matter how different and unique you are. And honestly, you want to be unique. You want to be different. You don't want to follow the crowd. Well, thanks for joining. Bye.